Speaking of live action movies, let's get into Cynic's favorite topic. Wicked is about to
Ugh.
fly onto an
Oh, I
elite
hate this
domestic
movie.
box
Why aren't we
office.
talking
Oh, he
about
And,
this?
hates. Yeah, he said he
yeah,
hates it.
because
We don't have to.
see, it
Never mind.
doesn't
We don't
work when
have
just
to.
a little bit ago you talked about how much you like. You see, if you would have saved that, but you just had to be gay and talk about how much you loved it.
Yeah, you listen to the soundtrack all day.
Stepped on your own bit.
Hey, y'all listen to Defying Gravity and tell me it doesn't move you, okay?
Well, I mean, like it should. It's defying gravity. It should at least lift you in some way.
Bang.
Wait, got me. Pow. Headshot.
Get melted.
Let's read
Anyway,
this.
after only one weekend in theaters, Wicked is already one of the biggest hits of the year, hauling in a massive $112 million at the domestic box office, to pair with $50 million internationally for a worldwide total of $162 million. Its opening weekend haul has left the film just outside the top 15 highest grossing movies of the year, currently less than 1 million behind Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Damn.
When the next batch of box office numbers come in Monday, November 25th, they will certainly show that Wicked has moved past Ghostbusters to become one of the top 15 highest gross movies of all time in domestic box office.
Yeah, everybody needs to go see it so it bumps up in numbers.
Wicked's $112 million domestic opening weekend has the subject of multiple broken records, and the musical entered plenty of all-time box office lists. The film also opened to a whopping $46 million on Friday, November 22nd, the highest grossing opening day for a movie based on a musical.
Yeah.
That same
awesome.
That same $46 million also landed Wicked in the number 5 spot for highest grossing days for musical movies, not movies based on musicals. Sitting behind all 3 days of the opening weekend for Beauty and the Beast 2017, as well as the opening day for Frozen 2 in 2019.
Yeah, those movies are hacks.
Well, I mean, like that's like Disney, right? And like you're one step below Disney. That's like that's good though. Like that's like that's a good place to be.
I mean, Disney is essentially hack. Like all their stories are just.
And
older
this
stories.
is a reboot of Beauty and the Beast, and this is a sequel to Frozen, right? So that's
still
like
quick little connection there. What's her name? Elsa in that Frozen movie, right? The song. What's the big song?
What's in Frozen 1 or Frozen 2?
Frozen 1. What was that big song?
Let It Go.
All right, yeah. So the woman who played the Wicked Witch in the play actually sings that song in Frozen.
Oh, nice.
Dina Menzel.
That's it. Nailed it.
All right. Like, do you know, or you didn't like?
No, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
I was surprised that you knew it. So.
Well, my youngest niece likes Frozen.
Youngest child.
It also took Wicked only.
Wizard likes Frozen.
Well, I mean, it's got your. No, I'm not even gonna. It's because it takes place in a sort of Nordic related area, and it's Thor related. Anyway, see now if Jessica was here, I could point out that Kingdom Hearts was in.
Yeah, but Jessica abandoned you. Jessica
doesn't
abandon you
like
with us. Yeah. You're all alone now.
We're not
trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with us.
Banger. You're sucking up the snowman now.
Yeah, I don't like panderers though.
Yeah, no pandering. It also took Wicked only a few days to become one of the top 25 highest grossing musical movies of all time at the domestic box office, with his $112 million total passing recent hits like Mean Girls and The Color Purple, and also older classics like The Little Mermaid 1989 and Mary Poppins 1964. So yeah, so this movie, and the grifters, right, were saying that this movie wasn't going to make it, right? It was, I think once the Wicked Witch was black, they were like, oh, it's over. And then once like one of the stars says something, they're like, oh, it's over, and there's
but that's because they're illiterate when it comes to they don't know anything about the actual book or the play or anything like that, right? Because the character in the original play was supposed to be black. Like she was supposed to be a black lady. That's how what's his name? I forget the dude who wrote the book back in 1995. If it was ever made into a movie or a play, that's how they were supposed to characterize her. So they're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about.
And yeah, so and then like I said, I think when the actress had the whole like eye cover gate thing, and then I think they were all like, "Oh, she's the movie's gonna fail," and all this, and it's a lot of those movie grifters are kind of eating the L's as far as like these, like Barbie was the big one, right? They're like, oh,
Yeah,
it's gonna,
yeah, they
and
they talk
Barbie
crap about that one too. Yeah, because it's a
Barbie
chick flick, I
went
guess.
crazy. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. A good movie's a good movie, and even if it's a musical, it doesn't matter. Look at Grease, right? Look at Les Mis. Look at all these different like things that.
South Park.
Yeah, South Park the musical, right? What's
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. These people are just retarded, man. And I mean, when Nerdrotic had to eat the L on it and say that the sets were great, the actual actors in it were great, the music was great, but I didn't enjoy it because he's some big tough meth head guy. Come on, dude, take the L. Just say it's a good movie and
Or
have your
just stick to your
fans.
guns and just say, man, that shit sucked ass.
Yeah, just
Woke as
see.
fuck.
There was people actually I saw earlier today. Nina Infinity said that it was great, and you saw a bunch of the people that I've seen in the FNT chat saying, "Still not going to go see that trash." And I'm like, dude, one of the people that you trust, right, to give you their opinion on something, just told you it was good, and you're not going to go see it. Why?
I just have no interest in seeing it.
That makes sense. That's a valid reason, right? We don't
Ruby
speak of
King.
cats,
Ruby
Ruby. No,
King
no, no,
says
no, no,
cats.
no, 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 no. We let that fat dude die.
Who?
We don't
Well,
bring
James
his
Corden
name.
was.
Oh
James
God!
Corden was
There,
not.
now he's gonna show up on the stream.
Say it.
His
Do
name,
it.
man.
Put it.
Anyway, so he was not the worst problem of cats. Like that was everything was everything
Yeah, it's
apart of
just a
that.
terrible premise in my personal opinion.
Yeah, like I think it works for play, but
Yeah,
well, Cynic, since you are a fan of Broadway, a big thespian, you are a big
yeah.
musical
I'm a big
fan.
lesbian.
Yeah, big
Queer?
big,
Are you queer?
have you ever seen Rango?
Nope,
Yes, I
I've
have.
never.
Yeah, you know what line I'm talking about, Cynic? Like we're thespians. Like that's illegal in 30 states.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big thespian. What can I say?
So what musicals are you looking forward to next to be made into?
I mean, I don't. How do I explain it, man? Like, I don't ever look to anything and go, "Oh, I want that to be made into a musical," right? Like, I enjoy plays. I think they're awesome. You know what I mean? And it's just that
Mm-hmm.
most plays that you go to nowadays are musicals. So, um, I just see something that piques my interest. Like
Oh, like what I'm
Wicked,
saying, like what musical, right? Where you're like, what musical needs to be a movie?
there's not any that I know of right now that I've been excited for a while. I mean, the one that I've wanted for years was Wicked, right? Like I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Then because all the bigger stuff, man, like Avenue Q, I thought that was terrible. Um, and I don't see how they could do it with the puppets and shit like that, unless they done it like real. Avenue Q, if you don't know, is probably one of the biggest plays of the '90s,
Mm.
and it was like a adult Muppet Street, where like is this dude? It's vulgar. It's vulgar Muppets. Either way, they they couldn't do it. All the good ones have already been made. I think the last one that I wanted was Wicked. So, and they've done that now. So they just need to hurry up with part two.
Yeah, you had said that it's a part one and a part two thing. So like it
Yeah.
how's that work? Were you expecting that? Is it
I wasn't
you
expecting that at all until until the movie pops up and then it goes Wicked Part 1. I went, son of a bitch, because it's a 2 hour and 40-minute movie. You might as well say with previews and everything else, you might as well say 3 hours, right? Um, so that's a long time to be sitting in a chair for a musical. But if you ever seen the play, there's the mid high point, which is where they sing the Defying Gravity song, which is like the number one song in the play or whatever.
Mhm.
That's where they ended. So you get all the way to the midway point in the play right before, if you ever saw the play in person, where you would go to intermission for a few minutes, and then that's where the movie ends. It ends great. It's not like a weird cliffhanger. If nobody had ever seen the play, you could probably end the movie there permanently. Um, but
Yes.
it's still, man, you gotta wait at least another year for them to
Mm.
come out with a part two. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, if there was no even talk about splitting it into the two parts, so hopefully it's the work that was partly done, they're going right back to the futuring it, going right into it, or it's
Well,
like
it should be. So the play picks up right. It has like a small time skip, and I'm not going to give anything away. But if you ever saw the play, you know that things happen. You get to the midpoint of the, or it's actually about. I think the play's about 3 or 4 hours by itself, and you get about there's maybe an hour left of the play when you get to this point in it, right? So why
Mhm.
I don't know if they could have. Ah, man, I really don't know that if they had changed a few things around and shortened the film, they could have fit the whole play into one, but they didn't. There's only, for example, it's 3 hours almost, and there's only 10 songs. And you know as well as I do, those songs aren't like normal tracks. Some of them are literally just 60 seconds at most.
Hmm.
So uh, I don't know, man. Like they need to figure something out with it instead of making me wait a whole year because Jesus Christ, it's annoying.
So, as a Wizard of Oz super mega fan,
Yeah,
what's the better prequel, Wicked or Oz the Great and Powerful?
Wicked any day of the week. Yeah, any day of the week. Oz the Great and Powerful probably could have been better if it hadn't have been for the casting. James Franco being in that ruined that movie, not because of what he even did, but just because
He
he's
doesn't.
not a he doesn't
Yeah,
fit the bill of a
he
wise,
yeah.
somebody who could pass themselves off as wise. Because canonically in the Wizard of Oz, he's just a hick, right? But he's a con man. He's
Yeah. What if it
and
was like in a world where Greatest Showman didn't exist? That was Hugh Jackman playing the wizard.
yeah, I think it'd probably be either neck and neck with Wicked or a little bit above. But
Yeah.
um, it's just
Grumpy says Wicked is better done. James Franco was not good. I'm finding
no.
out a lot of Wizard of Oz fans in the
It's one of
Grumpy.
the greatest. It's one of the greatest film series
My
and book
dad's a
series of
huge
all
Wizard
time,
of
man.
Oz fan.
Yeah,
I used to watch it. We had it on VHS with that thick white, VHS
yeah.
one
Keep
that Disney,
talking, thick and white.
Disney used to have, right? Like but like everyone had them,
Clamshells,
but like, yeah. So yeah, we had that, and
the
then
thick white clamshell. Yeah,
yeah, my
The
sister,
little man in the boat.
um, my sister watched it, growing up a lot, but for me, it was just like, yeah, like you see it, but I would only ever watch, like, I would fast forward. I think like I would watch like the Scarecrow part, and then I would fast forward to like Tin Man part, and then fast forward to like the Emerald City, and then
God, there's
like
so
the
much I want to talk about this, but the second part's not out yet. Like, there's things if you've never seen the play and you want to watch the movie. It's
okay.
worth it. Then go back and watch the play.
Do I wait until the second part's out just so I
Wait
can go
until the
right into it?
second part's out because you'll spoil some things um, that are really cool the way they did it, right? The way the guy wrote the prequel, he really sort of tied some things in to where you're like, holy shit, that's cool. Um,
Ruby King says, "Who doesn't love the Wizard of Oz? Even Wiz was great." Yeah, thanks for calling me
yeah,
great. Oh, you mean
the Wiz is awesome. I wish they would. I don't know if they could redo that movie because it was cast so well with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and God, what was the other dude's name? I can't remember the other dude's name, but either way, he was another Motown singer.
there?
And then Richard Pryor as the Wizard. That was amazing.
Isn't there a Muppet Wizard of Oz too?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that the one with Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh, I don't know. It's been so long since I watched that one. I mean, I grew up. I read the books as a kid, and then my mother and me would always, because I'm a mama's boy, of course, being from the South. Um, every
I'm a
Christmas, me
mama's
and her
boy
would,
too, brother.
yeah, me and her would watch The Wizard of Oz on Christmas Eve. And like all the other family members, if they wanted to watch it, cool. If not, me and her were gonna watch it. And so I just became a big Wizard of Oz fan. And then she's always been a fan of Diana Ross. So when I got a little bit older, she was like, and I was a fan of Michael Jackson. We watched The Wiz, and I was like, this is fucking awesome, right? And just sort of snowballed from there. So
Um, Grumpy says, "I don't accept Wicked as Oz canon, but I respect it. It was done well more recently. I don't like the race swapping of green people automatically equal brown people again, though.
but that's the way it
The
was supposed to be. That's what the artist, I mean, the actual writer said. It was
best
supposed to be an
version of the
allegory for
Wiz."
racism. Just like The Wizard of Oz was supposed to be Frank L. Baum was writing an adult book, and he wanted to write about politics, and they didn't sell, so he wrote an allegory and a kid's story, and it blew up. That's why he wrote all the rest of them. Like, that's what the guy who wrote The Wicked actually took what Frank L. Baum wanted and continued it on. It's an allegory for racism because the way she gets treated based off of her skin color. Like it, love it, hate it, whatever. That's what it's supposed to be. She was never supposed to be played by a white woman.
All right.